Now, you don't have to ask
Hey, here we go. Breaking news. Oh, wow.
Done?
Dennis Lynn, breaking the story. Padres plan to announce Mike Shildt as their new manager today. Sources tell The Athletic. Okay.
Kevin Acey, the
Confirmed
Padres
as
have
well.
chosen a manager.
All right, here we go.
Shildt.
It's on.
Story
You
coming.
wanted it.
So it's the guy that we said we thought was 90% sure we were going to have as the manager.
Yeah.
2.5, 3 weeks ago.
As I speculated.
Jeff
Mike Shildt.
Passan, San Diego Padres are hiring Mike Shildt as their manager.
Okay.
Shildt,
Okay.
55, has been a senior advisor with the team and was 252 and 199 as manager of the Cardinals. He takes over for Bob Melvin, who left to manage the Giants this winter. All right. There we
All
go.
right, you just heard it here. We got the breaking news on 97.3
All right,
The
start
Fan.
planning your question.
Breaking news. You don't have to ask a question of Mike Shildt. You can ask a question of AJ Preller as well. Remember, he'll be up there at the podium also usually for these news conferences, and it sounds like it will be today at some point. Let's take a check of traffic. We're not going anywhere. We will react to the news. Mike Shildt, new manager of the San Diego Padres, momentarily here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Jack in the Box. Just one problem, guys. Northbound side of the 163 before Friars Road. Couple vehicles involved in the crash. They're in the second lane from the left. Don't you hate it when you wake up and realize you've missed breakfast by only a few minutes? At Jack, breakfast has no limits. For only $4.50, you can make any time breakfast time when you get 2 of our new breakfast bagels with freshly cracked eggs and melty American cheese on a toasted bagel. I'm Kelly Danick at Bentonwood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, reacting, and our phone lines are open, 833-288-0973. The Padres going with the known commodity, Mike Shildt, who was hired as a senior advisor to player development and the major leagues by A.J. Preller after he was fired by the St. Louis Cardinals at the end of the 2021 season. And he's been in the organization, worked closely with Fernando Tatis Jr. during his suspension and rehab. They developed a close relationship. He has worked with Padres in the minor leagues, in the development side, and then he's also served inside the dugout for the Padres as a temporary third base coach, temporary bench coach when needed. Was even interim manager for a game or two, or did he never actually? I don't know. I can't remember if they ever gave him the actual reins for a game or two, but someone who has been around the organization for the last couple of seasons. Spent 3+ years as manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, took the Cardinals to the playoffs in all 3 of his full seasons as manager, was named the manager of the year in the National League in 2019 as well.
How the hell did you have his bio up so quick? That was very, very professional.
I was expecting some sort of news, one way or the other, on a new Padres manager. So,
wow.
He was born in Charlotte, North Carolina, Woods, and played high school baseball at Olympic High School, went to the University of North Carolina, Asheville. He's a Bulldog. He was a coach at West Charlotte High School, starting his coaching career, then went to UNC Charlotte, was a college coach for a while, and then got into a long-time St. Louis Cardinals, working his way up through the organization until he became the manager there in 2018, I believe, and then won Manager of the Year in 2019.
Yeah, I mean, he had his chance and then went and did what he needed to do to get back in the door, and now he is the skipper of your San Diego Padres. Again, we've been saying it for weeks. That's who we thought it was going to be. Certainly intrigued by some other candidates. Overall kind of feelings. How do you feel as a Padre fan today with Mike Shildt at the helm?
I feel okay about it. I mean, I've kind of mentally prepared myself for a while, which is probably coloring my reaction right now of Mike Shildt. I definitely would have. I'd have more trepidation had they hired a Benji Heel or a Phil Nevin. Probably would have a little more
Ryan Flaherty
excitement if it was one of those guys. But I'd also have a lot more trepidation. Like could this go really badly wrong? I feel like Mike Shildt is the safest choice that they could have made at this point for hiring a new manager. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Sometimes safe is bad. Sometimes safe is really smart, and you avoid making a huge mistake by making the safe choice as well. It's not like he didn't do some good things as manager of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think he knows the game. He knows baseball, and I'm excited to see what he can do. I don't know anything about what the guys, except for, we've heard a lot about the relationship of him and Fernando Tatis Jr., which I think is very important. I don't know how the other guys feel about him. I don't know if they have any feeling about him at all. But I know that we need some stability in this organization, ASAP. And I think he brings a little bit of that to the table because he's been here. He knows how AJ works. He knows how AJ thinks. He knows how AJ ticks. And I said weeks ago, that is a very important prerequisite for being the manager of the San Diego Padres. If you're a new guy coming in from a new organization with new ideas, we just saw how that worked out. It didn't. So I'm here for it. I said it too. No matter who it is, they deserve a fair shake. I'm excited to see what he can do.
On a surface fan level, which is basically all we can evaluate at this point, I was certainly curious when the Cardinals let him go.
Everybody was.
Everyone was.
We were on the air at the time. We remember talking about
what's
going,
going
what
on
happened?
here? But then it's the Cardinals, and you're going, that's a well-run organization.
They know what they're doing.
If they think Mike Shildt isn't the right guy, then what's wrong? Must be something wrong that we don't know about Mike Shildt, because the results have been really good, and most teams don't get rid of a manager after reading really good results. Now, had Ollie Marmol come in and just killed it, and
world on fire,
and you go, well, and maybe Mike Shildt was holding the Cardinals back, but he hasn't.
He's not at all.
Which has kind of gone. Maybe the Cardinals didn't realize what they had with Mike Shildt, and the Padres have really lucked into a really good manager here who happened to be in the organization. Not just right place, right time, but, this is a chance to show for Mike Shildt as well. It's always a great motivation to prove someone else wrong, to show, hey, Cardinals, you had me. You made a stupid mistake in letting me go, and now we're going to go and have a nice run of success here with the San Diego Padres as well. Never had a losing season, has only known winning in his big league managerial career. There's certainly that upside that you can talk about with Mike Shildt right now.
No updates on what the staff is going to look like as of yet.
We're 4 minutes into this thing.
Yeah,
so.
I know. No, yeah, I know. But maybe that's the question I ask him.
Well, okay. I mean, we'll find out.
I mean, I'm guessing that one goes quickly.
I really want to ask him what his theory on bunting is, but I feel like that would be not good. And he's from the Cardinals organization, so I'm assuming he probably likes it. That's just a guess. Did Katie Wu tell us Katie Wu told us when we had her on a couple weeks ago to talk about Mike Shildt, he's a big fundamentals guy, which great. I'm all for fundamentals. Don't get me wrong. I don't like giving outs away. But I'm all for fundamentals.
Fundamentals and small ball are different in my mind.
Oh, massively. And small ball is different than bunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an important distinction to make. But Mike Shildt is our new skipper. I've heard, I've talked to a couple of people in the organization that have said, and this is just a personal story of somebody I talked to. He said he actually is the kind of guy that will walk up to me and give me hey, man, how's your family? You doing good? He cares about people around him, which is a good thing. Mm-hmm. This person also said, feel like it took Bomel a while to kind of warm up to some certain people, and Shildt was not that way. Shildt is a pretty warm guy, has kind of a bit of a gruff exterior, I guess, but he seemingly is a really caring dude, which, listen, I don't know if it translates to wins or losses. I'm just sharing with you the anecdote that I got about him, that he's a really, really good dude. So we'll see.
Yeah, and, it's possible if there were some real fundamental issues in St. Louis. Doesn't mean he hasn't learned, and we've heard that he has.
100%.
You tend to gain experience, get better as you go along in a job, and you learn from your successes, you learn from your mistakes, and we'll see what is different about Mike Shildt as manager of the San Diego Padres. But hopefully the winning remains the same. 252, 199 is a really solid managerial record. I mean, I think it'd be the best managerial record of all time for the San Diego Padres if he could just duplicate what he did with the St. Louis Cardinals in 3 seasons.